Hello, thanks for visiting Great Beginnings. I'm Nancy, and the traffic was so horrendous, probably bumper to bumper for about 2.5 hours. I'm not kidding. So I decided to just kind of pull over, and I'm tired now, and it's too late to show up at my job. I didn't know what was going on out there. It looked like a lot of police cars and emergency vehicles. It must have been just a really bad accident, probably fatality. Who knows? But anyway, so I'm thinking, to make the most of my time, I think I'll just talk about the topic of forgiveness. Let's touch on that topic for a bit. Because Great Beginnings is all about starting over, moving forward. Okay, so when someone comes to you with an apology for wronging you, for slandering you, for making up malicious gossip about you, for lying about you, for telling people things that were never true, to try to discredit you, to try to change everybody's perception of you. I mean, it's pure evil for somebody to do that, to lie about you. And people that know who you are, they know for themselves. People can decide for themselves. I think it's a very childish thing. It's totally bad boy behavior. Somebody who's narcissistic, who doesn't get their way, and then they go out and they try to rip you a new one, tear you apart. And it's very childish, very petty. Anyway, when they come to you with a phony apology, because they don't mean it, these kind of people are never sorry, and they never stop. They just keep at it, continue, because, it's all about them saving face. Remember, they got to discredit you in order to make themselves look a little bit better, because narcissists, one thing about them is that they're very concerned about how other people perceive them, or how they project themselves to others, and how the opinions of others weigh tremendously with the narcissist. They never they never go by their own intuition. They always trust the opinion of others as though their consensus, as though their opinions mean anything at all, which is really stupid. But to each their own. Do you forgive a person like that? That's the main question. Do you forgive anybody who has wronged you, and they're not really sorry, and that they're just coming to fuck your shit up because that's all they do. These people are bent on destruction. There's nothing good or honest about them. They're fucking liars, okay? So learn how to read, between the lines, use your filter, sort through, and know the kind of person that you're dealing with. I personally wouldn't deal with anyone like that at all. So the question stands, do you forgive them? Because after all, Jesus did tell us, forgive 70 times 7. If someone comes to you and they're sorry. And, forgiveness has to do with a person who is remorseful, who feels bad about what they've done, who recognizes, who realizes, who's owning up to the fact that they, that they were wrong. And it was wrong for them to do all those cruel things to you, to abuse you that way, to assassinate your character, and to slander you and make you out to be some sort of villain when you're not that way at all. I mean, to misrepresent you and to cause people not to like you, because they're insecure, because they're petty. They're like a little boy, they're like a little child, and that's how they behave, and that's what they do. So, question still stands: do you forgive a person like that? My answer is yes. You forgive people of such low degree. This is how they behave. This is how low vibrational people who have not matured, this is how they behave. It's what they do. They just act out, and it's normal for them. and you're not the only one that they've wronged. I mean, these type of people with that type of personality disorder, they go about destroying people's lives. It's what they do. And they wind up with people that are also, bent on destruction. And yeah, you want nothing to do with people like that, but just forgive them, because forgive them for your own sake. Because as we are starting out and we're starting over, and we want to start off on the right foot. We want to look at the situation head on, find out, because normal situations, it takes two to tango, and examine where you had a part in it. And yeah, maybe you waited, and you were looking for an apology that never came. And so yeah, the first thing to do is forgive yourself before anyone else. Forgive yourself for forever believing in such a stupid illusion. Forever, putting a person on such a pedestal that didn't deserve to be there. You had no idea. So, but now that you see, you see things for what they are. Sorry about that. I dropped my phone. Yeah, forgive them, because what is it to you after all? They can't impact you at all. They don't have any impact on your life. You've seen it for what it is, and ever since then, you have let the whole thing go, because you certainly wouldn't want to hold on to any grudges or root of bitterness or any kind of negative thought, feeling, or emotion toward that person, because it is what it is. They're low vibrational, they're narcissistic, they have personality disorder, they have a shitload of traumatic experiences and childhood trauma. They need therapy, they need help. And but they've made lousy choices in life, and it's their thing. It's, they're on their own journey. And so what do I have to do with it? I mean, nothing. And that's how you have to look at it. People that have issues, a lot of it doesn't have to do with you. Maybe none of it at all has to do with you. These people just act out because of who they are and what they have become. But it's their choice. You see, they choose to live like that. They choose those awful choices that makes them the horrible person and monster that they've become. So you can completely, you've done your part. Forgive them and wipe the dust off your feet and move forward. Never look back. Let them go. Whatever illusion you may have held on to, let it go. Release it with light and love. And, because like I said, what is it to you? They have never, they don't have the power to affect you in any way. Because once you put things into proper perspective, you realize that this isn't a person worthy of any of your, any heartbreak at all. It is what it is. And this is who they've worn a false mask. In my life personally, speaking from my experience, I have met numerous people that wore false masks, and so I see it coming a mile away. But the moment you realize that, don't waste another moment of your life on a person like that. Really, just let it go. Let it go, and it's all for your sake, because you're starting your life over fresh, anew, and with all good things to look forward to. So don't do that to yourself. Let it all go. And be grateful and thankful that you never had anything, any intimate, kind of romantic thing going with them ever to begin with. So be grateful that you never got that I never got that far. So I'm so thankful when I look back on that. But yes, forgive them and move on. That way you let it go, and that you have nothing festering inside. There's no resentment, because you have to realize that these people are operating from a place of a spirit of jealousy and envy. And like when Stephen gave his testimony before the Sanhedrin, and he was a wonderful person and a child of God, and they hated him without a cause. To hate your neighbor without a cause is the same as committing murder. It's evil. And but you know, that's not who you are. It may be who others are, but it's not you. So what does it have to do with you? Yeah, just forgive them and move on. Like with Stephen, you know, he forgave them.